So Leicester City 0, Arsenal 1, George Graham-esque performance. Kenny Ken, you're at the game. It wasn't a pretty game to watch, that's for sure. But I'll tell you one thing, that was probably the most comfortable game of football we'll have all season, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, I think Leicester fans I spoke to just now, Leicester fan who watches our channel, he was very disappointed in Leicester. He was very frustrated. You know, you think about it, they had one shot a goal, and that's from Shrewsbury Hall, which hit the side netting. Apart from that, they didn't penetrate us. Our defence was comfortable. Midfield, we had a lot of time on the ball. I just want to special tribute to two players. Gabriel in defence was solid as a rock. He won all his duels, won all his tackles. Sleeper was good as well. Grant Xhaka fought like a lion today. You know, he was there, and everywhere, making tackles, winning free kicks. You know, it was one of our most comfortable performances. But you know what it was in the first half? I was obviously it was a case of like having domination without penetration. Now, I don't want people to use any connotations because we all got kids and I'm a Catholic. But you know what? If you saw that first half, you know what I meant. It was a case of you know, like I said, we got into good positions, didn't work their goalkeeper. And the only time we actually worked the goalkeeper was when Trossard's goal got disallowed. A beautiful strike, by the way. But,
It was
you
a
know,
great goal.
when the cross went in and Ward was on the floor, you know, and Trossard scores, we're all jumping. I've fallen down a couple of seats that to be picked up. And then as soon as he went to VAR, you just knew that Ward was going to get that decision because, you know, I didn't kind of see Benjamin White, knock him over, but you know it's obvious when the goalkeeper's on the floor and then you have a pot shot on goal and the goalkeeper's out of the way. You know, I think it's kind of inevitable that the goalkeeper's going to get the decision. But you know, after that, again, it was like domination, no penetration. But the second half, you know, we were coming up the stairs, we just wanted to kick it off, and I just got in time for the build up the attack, and it's where Martinelli finally opens up his body, and when he opens up his body, he turns the ankle, he's got to put it away, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is after that, it's just like, you know, we're comfortable, Leicester can't, you know, penetrate us, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's what we have to do. People are going to look at the scoreline and say, yeah, was it difficult for us? Did Leicester make any inroads? Not at all. Harvey Barnes, probably their best player, couldn't, you know, basically, he only got put behind our defence once, put a cross in, no one was there. Hanato got in some really good positions for himself, but again, it's their final ball, and you know, and that's kind of what made it comfortable. You know, maybe they mismanaged them, but at the end of the day, you know, with the players they've got internationals on their side, and they're at home. If you can't penetrate a team that's still a bit shaky, still, you know, not in the races, more for Leicester, but you know, it's games like this that think, you know what, maybe we can win the championship because, as I said before, comfortable, didn't really test herself. But if you want to be critical of our position, our situation, we only had about how many shots of goal did we have in the first half apart from this goal? Not one.
Well, the keeper never really had to make any saves all game, did he? Neither keeper.
I think, yeah, there was a situation in the second half when Ward had to make a great save. I think it was a shot from, it was Saka. It's coming towards our end. Apart from that, but you know, you could say that because we had our lead, it wasn't so much of a drama the fact that we couldn't penetrate him. But moving forward, you know, we have to sort of, you know, like I said, build up our advantage, grind teams down, because there's going to be times when we do play other sides, they're going to have a bit more than Leicester up out front.
100%. Yeah, I've just looked at the match stats. We had 2 shots on target. They had none. Yeah, like I said,
exactly.
it weren't a pretty game, but at the same time, that's the kind of victory that if we sit there at the end of the season and we've won the league, nobody would care whether they were bored to sleep watching that football match, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and that's the thing. You've got to remember one thing about it. It's one game at a time. You're not always going to play well in all the 38 games. You've got to remember, what we've done is we've given ourselves a very good cushion from, you know, our performances before the World Cup, when we basically lost one to Man United, drew Southampton, but won all the other games. And this is what's given us this kind of cushion to come in second of the season, because obviously we kind of knew as football fans, as you know, people who've been around football, that you're not always going to play with that intensity. You're not always going to, you know, teams are not always going to be, you know, outrun by Arsenal. Teams are going to have another look at us, like Leicester have as well. And it's going to be a situation where we've got to have performances like that. We're not always going to penetrate. So remember, we just had a new attack today. Eddie Nketiah was sacrificed because he tried an experiment. It was trying to get Trossard. It could have worked if the goals were disallowed. But overall, did we create anything? Can't think anything else. Had a lot of possession. I think we had 71% possession. But, it was like, as I said before, domination, no penetration.
Yeah, facts. And listen, we're going to have tougher tests than that coming up. And Leicester are a weird team because, like you said, they missed Maddison big time. When Maddison's not in that team, Harvey Barnes don't play so well. Yeah, they look lost without one player in their team. I want to come to one player that wasn't in our team today, Thomas Partey. We didn't miss him at all because I thought Jorginho played well again today. I thought he'd done all right.
And that's the thing. Jorginho's a find. I think people seem to forget that when you talk about Jorginho and you look at, you got to remember this is a guy who's a European champion of his country. And he is the fulcrum of the Italian side. No like Jorginho played for Italy. Obviously, that he's got his residency, but he is a fulcrum of his side. Remember, he had a good career in Serie A, and the fact that he could have gone with Sarri back to Italy when Sarri took the Juventus job, but he decided to stay in English football. And you've got to look at, even though he hasn't won a league with Chelsea, but if you look at Chelsea, when they play in their best football, it's when they had Jorginho, they had Kante, and they had Kovacic, where Jorginho was able to control possession and keep things ticking over and keep Chelsea on the front foot. And today, it was a very good game with him. I apologise for my neglect to not mention Jorginho, but he's been a find. No matter how much we criticise him off the ball, where sometimes he doesn't always make those tackles, and sometimes he like I said, sometimes he doesn't track back. But on the ball, he keeps us in control. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's the reason why we have about 70 plus possession, but he is a good influence to us in an attacking kind of way. He did try to make that penetrative pass, but obviously, when Saka got down the sides again, we weren't able to penetrate him. But Jorginho's a fine, and I think it's one of the players where you are going to need him. Especially when you're trying to manage the game. That's well Jorginho, because as I said before, I said in the podcast, you give to Jorginho the ball, and all he's doing is he's lensing the ball. So when he's lensing the ball, he wants it back. Because the reason he wants it back, because he's already seen an attacking move, and he's trying to play the forward pass. And that's one of the things we do need. Somebody can pass the ball accurately. Obviously, Granit Xhaka as well has been playing really well, but Thomas Partey, as I said before, Thomas Partey is indispensable. So when Thomas Partey is fully fit, it's a massive decision for Mikel to make. But as I said before, it's Thomas, and then it's a case of either Jorginho and Xhaka, because Odegaard's the captain as well. He gives us penetration and attacking six. So it's a good problem for Mikel to have. But for me, the way Jorginho's playing, it wouldn't be out of place if he takes Xhaka's place. But then again, I wouldn't complain if Xhaka plays as well, because Xhaka had a good game today. It was kind of his game where we needed we needed like a soldier. We needed a soldier today.
He put his body on the line a few times today, man. He was getting kicked and everything.
And I think you need a soldier. You know what I mean? A soldier, and I think that's what Granit was today. Not for instance, when you watch these films, where see somebody takes a bit of scratches, maybe takes a few hits, but he carries on a battlefield, and I think that's what Granit Xhaka did today.
100%. Listen, before we wrap this up, we do have Everton on Wednesday evening. You'll obviously be at that game as well. They lost at home today to Unai Emery's Aston Villa.
It's funny how the manager's bounce kind of worked when they played us, but a game that's more important to Everton tonight, the North Merseyside derby, there were no to be seen. Obviously, and then Aston Villa again, where again, Aston Villa, you would have thought that that's a winnable game for Everton, but then again, Unai Emery, like I said, when he gets it right, he really gets it right, and I think that's probably why Everton lost today. But don't be fooled by that result. Everton have got nothing to lose. They need to stay in the division. They're building a new ground. Near around Kirby, near the docks of Liverpool. So obviously, you build a new ground. The last thing you want to do is play in a championship. I mean, when was the last time Everton played second-tier football? I can't remember it. I can't remember. You know,
Years.
I think Everton have been. I think Everton have been in the top flight as long as us.
Yeah, we're the two longest serving in the top flight, mate. It'd be mad if they go down. I don't think they will, but listen, we need to make sure we take that advantage on Wednesday and get a win because we've got a poor record.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, man. Listen, get back safely, man. I know it's extremely windy where you are as well.
Oh,
Looks
I'll
a bit.
tell you one thing. You see these little fingers, right? They're like, I'll tell you one thing. They look like fish fingers, right? But they actually do look like fish fingers, and they're as cold as fish fingers as well. It's been fantastic. I'll tell you one thing. One thing I say about Leicester: get some bloody roofing. Second half, the sun was going in their eyes. We're all like this in the ground. Sort it out, Leicester City.
Yeah, come on, big up, man. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram, people. We're out of here. Laters.